All right. Test. Mic check. Can you guys hear me? We're on a new mic boom. I got the NVIDIA filters going. Make sure it's all good. Let me know in the chat before. You have an echo. Son of a bitch. I can't even begin to fathom what that would be. Is it really an echo? 1 2 1 2 1 2. Okay, cool. I was like, man. I was like, I haven't done anything different except I'm running dual stuff. So cool. Awesome. Yeah, let me shoot the normal tweets. We're live and we'll get going. And full disclosure, if I'm a coughing fit through this entire thing, there's not much I can do. I can't really slap the mic mute button as well as I can now that it's on kind of a flimsy boom, but at least you guys won't hear the desk thumps when I'm thinking and tapping my fingers. So
Anyway.
Yeah, karaoke. No, not at all. So, anyway, big news. Liquidity Engine is live. Let me start my Gary Gensler spiel. This stream is intended to be used for educational purposes only. It's not considered financial advice. Most of the stuff we're going to be looking at is probably a lousy security. Should not be traded. It's dangerous stuff. You need to be protected. Listen to the SEC. The laws are very, very clear. Don't touch this stuff, right? So, anyway, we're just gonna look at the way we think the color is gonna go, right? That's all we're concerned with. So let me fix up a few thing. Channel Walker, I think, guys, I may actually adjust that to 0. Let me know just for the defaults. That's what I normally do anyway. Actually, I'm gonna turn that off. Let me get over to the perpetual charts because I really want to show you guys and do questions on the new liquidity tools because they are quite a monster. Yeah, exactly, Vital. Thank you for Gary. I feel protected, you know. I do. I really like how he nuked all the alts for us. It was really nice of him. Now that I'm looking at the 12-hour, that's an amazing double pivot, to be honest with you. That's what we're touching right now. We'll come back to that because I want to focus on the new cool stuff because, long story short, I've been working on liquidity tools for TradingView for about 8 to 9 months. For a long time, I didn't think I was going to be able to do it. We had a lot of issues. It's about 2,000 lines of code to actually pull this off in TradingView. And there was a lot of fundamental stuff that I had to sit on for a long time and just think about how I wanted to do it because I wasn't happy with a lot of it. So let me clean this up because the main thing with this is we don't want to have a bunch of stuff on the screen. So I'm going to make this just candles. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to turn off that. I'm going to turn off the whale prints and the pivots. All right. So we just have colored candles. I'm going to get rid of split volume and then we're going to load the new liquidity engine and Delta as well. And we're going to go to lower time frames and then we'll set it all back up. Let's try 15 minutes. And the candle settings are going to be not ideal for these time frames, so I'm going to tune them back a little bit. Let me see. Yeah, we'll just go 2 and 2, negative 2 and 2. Should be nice. There you go. Okay. So, pretty. Anyway, I just wanted to show this stuff off because I know a lot of people had a lot of questions. There's about a 20-30 minute video on the website. If you go to, shout out to Blake, he did a lot of work fixing up the website so we could show all of this. We have the new learn more liquidation stuff, but there is a video here you can click and it'll show you the tutorials, as well as if you go to the learn more, it has how all this stuff works and better explains it. Long story short, you can show it a few different ways. Patient levels, or you can leave it as singular colors or dual colors. But we did a lot of work here to show this off, so make sure to show Blake some love. Hold on, let me go back. So default settings right now, I don't have it set up to where we can show the different colors, but we can turn that off, and the liquidation colors will reprint with the different levels. And this is the cheat sheet colors right here. And it's in the settings too, but this is a little better way to understand it. So anyway, screenshot that one. Well, we can do that right now, actually. Let me go back to that. There we are. It's kind of interesting. It'll overlay that. I didn't think it would. So anyway, that's how that works. Those are what the colors are. You can do a lot of damage with the colors, or if it's too busy, you can just turn that back on and it'll put it back to red and green. The longs versus the shorts. But the thing I wanted to point out is just kind of like the basis and walk you guys through this. And if you have any questions, stop me at any time in the chat and we can talk through it. But long story short, liquidity is something that the whales hunt down. You got to look at it from a window time frame of like, there's not enough tokens to supply their bags. I.e., they've got more USD than there are coins. So what they want to do is shake out people that are in leverage positions and free up those coins so that they can scoop in and take them. And that's what the liquidity engine does, is it highlights where people are likely vulnerable to being liquidated. As in, they get the liquidation email from Arthur saying, you know, your coins or your cash is gone, right? That's what all this is about. What's up, Esk? Thank you, sir. That's what this is all about. So the main thing I wanted to talk to you guys though too about is a lot of people on crypto Twitter post charts and talk as if these levels are exact, and I want to make it very clear, short of like Alameda cheating and having back-end access, nobody can actually see what your liquidation levels are. You can see when people bid, but you don't know what their sliders are turned to. You don't know if they're 125x, you don't know if they're 60x, you don't know if they're 30x, you don't know if they're cross margin or isolated, right? So you don't know where they are, but you can project the likely outcomes of where they are. So the standard for this tool is 5x, 10x, 25x, and 50x. And that's what these levels are. So on the back side of the engine, it's sitting there looking at the bids when people are going long and short, and it projects these levels. And it does a lot of math figuring out all these levels, and then it also tracks them over time. So if they're tapped, they're liquidated, it removes it from its counters and its tallies, and then it keeps only tracking the ones that go. So you can see like right here, right? You can see them pushing up. There was liquidations here. So these are shorts getting liquidated, shorts getting liquidated, shorts getting liquidated, wicked, right? That's what all that is. Scared if I remove drawings, it's gonna, yep, it will. Dang it, I'll just Control Z all those. So that's how this works. It's quite spooky how accurate it is. You would think estimating leverage positions would not give you this stuff. When I drew out the engine on paper months and months and months ago, I thought for sure it wasn't gonna work. And then we got it running, we got the alpha running, and it kept hitting levels over and over and over again, and it was just downright spooky. Stuff was getting wicked to the penny for liquidations and then going out, right? We can see that right here. this pump and dump that we had yesterday, the craziness, it came up and slapped this one. And another thing I should note besides the colors, you'll notice some of these lines are thicker than others. The thin lines are smaller bids, the thicker lines are big bids. There's 4 total different thicknesses of lines, and that's how we decided to show that. It took a while for me to figure out how I wanted to display it. It's so much data on the charts, it gets messy, but this was the cleanest way I think I could come up with it. And albeit this is just version 1.1, so I'm totally open to feedback, and if you guys have better ways to figure it out, let me know. But just like we had the shorts getting liquidated there, look at this. That wick right there took out that long. It's liquidating both sides of the book. Like I said, these guys are trying to get capital or get coins exposed into the market so that it's liquid. They do not give a shit if it's bull or bear. They'll take both sides, and that's exactly what you see here. So another cool thing too you can do is there's a lot of tuning that this tool can do. So what I foresee you guys doing is getting very, very in tune with the whales and figuring out what they're hunting. You can filter out the smaller lines. So we can make this just the thick lines, and watch. Give it a second, because this thing takes a long time to load. So now you can only see the thick lines, right? So check that out. Isn't that cool? I mean, like, this is spooky. Let's see what it was. I mean, it's within 1% for sure. Within 0.1% of accuracy. Like I said, you would think this would not be possible, but it's quite spooky. So they shot down, liquidated both those levels, and then popped it back up. It's kind of cool. In our cheat sheet, that was liquidating the 50x's and the 10x's. So, that makes sense? Please let me know in the chat, because it's makes some sense to me. But I've been headstrong into this for quite a while, to be honest with you. Let me see, what was something I was going to look up. Hold on, I want to see. Cool. But anyway, that's kind of the basis. I hope that makes sense. There's a lot of traders that do this and they hunt down liquidity, and it's quite impressive. Now, time frame wise, you're going to want to stick to lower time frames for this stuff. Like, check this out too. That's another one. That's spooky. That was the bottom of this. Tap. You can't, this thing will plot on higher time frames, but the reality is, I don't think these long and leveraged positions are still open from a year ago. So keep that in mind. Now, to me, they kind of look like pivot levels on the higher time frames. So I think what you're going to want to do is stick to the lower time frames. Even 4x seems a little bit high time frame for me, but you can see like it still hits. So it's kind of interesting, especially like those drives right there too. But typically most of these guys are trading like 5 minute, 1 minute, 15 minute is typically what they do. They're chasing down the short time frame liquidity, right? And this is way too busy, so this is another thing you can do. The main filter, the first one, the sensitivity filtering, you can crank this up, right? So we just doubled it, put it on 100. And whenever you adjust the top one, you need to come and adjust the delta. I can't link those two, unfortunately. So yeah, that's how that works. So this is 5 minute candles, and you can see right now we're kind of going up for that liquidity right there. We're gonna pump right now. Midstream, it's 26k. Damn. So anyway, so the next button will be the real blue line or thereabouts. Is it projection for that now? I'm sorry, Josh, what do you mean? I don't understand your question, Josh, if you could re-explain. What's up, Sin? On YouTube. So anyway, Josh, if you rephrase it, maybe I can answer it. But anyway, that's the way this tool works. That's the idea. The other part of this is the liquidity tables here on the bottom. So the other aspect that liquidity traders trade is when the books are overvalued or stuck to one side, you'll see that sometimes there'll be like a ton of longs and no shorts. I don't really have a way to draw this. I don't know why I started drawing. And what you'll see is eventually it'll have too many longs, and then eventually the whales will come in and liquidate them and crush it and send it to the other side, where they'll either level it out or they'll go more to the short side, right? So that's what this is looking at right here. That's what this table is, and you can make this table. You can actually adjust it. It's down here. You can turn it off and on, but let's make it larger, and you can adjust your colors too. So hopefully you guys can see that it's not cut off. Yeah, it looks like it's good on both streams. What's up, Tyler? From YouTube. So right now, what this is saying is, in its calculation, there are still 37 shorts alive and not liquidated. And then this is saying there's 15 longs that are not liquidated. So the total difference is negative 22. And then this tool down here is trying to give you an estimate of what that dollar amount is. This dollar amount is going to be a little bit higher than real life. I'm still a little split on how to do the math, but what this does is it calculates the volume that triggered that type of leveraged position, and then it multiplies it by the delta, and that gives you that total delta there. So this is not leverage numbers. A lot of people calculate delta with the leverage numbers multiplied, so I don't think that's fair since these are projected. So if you see $1 million bid and then you project it on 50x, 25x, 10x, 5x, then sum all that up, that's like what the actual volume is, and then these numbers get stupid. So anyway, that's how I did those, and you can see like this is how these calculations in delta move over time. So you can see right now we've got a delta of negative 22, so there's more shorts, and that's how this is drawn. So we've got more shorts here, and if it flips the other way, you'll have more longs down here. So we can go back in time and see if and when this thing flipped on the 5 minute. Yeah. So right here is where, let me try replay and see if it'll give me the numbers this way. Yeah. No, it's not working on replay. Oh well. Let me try it on a higher time frame and see. Yeah, there's the delta flip. So here you can see that it's the delta's flipped to the other side. And this one I'm still a little split on how I want to display it, but this is what we ended up releasing. So if you guys want it inversed or different colors, just let me know. We can make it happen if there's a general consensus. But anyway, what this is saying is there's more long liquidity right now, or more long delta dollar amount. So there's like, it's calculating $12.5 billion in longs right now over shorts. So if this were to go down, it would liquidate the longs, and then this would go down into the red, and then it would say there's negative delta, meaning there's more shorts dollar wise on the delta. Yeah, the teal lines, it's just the 25x. So anyway, but like this is something you can see, like this is where it gets like spooky, right? This is crazy. Like, to me, it's crazy. There is a short liquidation level, and you can see this pump right up to it, and then they back off. It's just insane. Even here, there's a long liquidation level. They hit it, came back, tagged it, and now they're back up. It's Like I said, it's one of those things where I drew it out on paper and I was like, I don't think this is gonna work, but I'll try it anyway, and then it works. And it's like, I'll be damned. And it makes sense. Like if you look at like whale theory, that's what they're hunting. So we could take a look at some other tickers too. So let me switch over to I think it was Matic. Now you can apply this thing to non-leveraged positions and it will kind of give you the right data, but it's intended to be used on perpetuals. That's what it's really built for. I had the option to make it not work at all if you put it on spot tickers, but I just decided to leave it because it still had some decent data. So here you go. So this thing's repopulating 50-50. It's a little hot, so let me filter this thing out. Press 75, and I'll take the small medium bids off. It's actually running pretty fast right now. Sometimes TradingView servers get bogged down. Oh. Right now there's there's more shorts than longs, but dollar values right now there's more longs on the size of the longs are larger. But you can see if they were to liquidate the shorts, these are the levels that we'd be looking at. We could try to go down to even higher, lower time frames. Yeah. Let's see, sushi. Yeah. Roxy, stop. Sorry, I got up now. Test. Can you guys do? Cool. Looks like it's still working. Anyway, yeah. So there's 5-minute sushis. Way under there. That's why. Sorry about that. Alright, so let's take a look at Ethereum real quick. Sorry, she gets under my computer and pulls cables out and could nuke the stream. So I'm battling her right now and she thinks I'm playing. It's fun stuff. Let's go back to 15. I like to see stuff. Yeah. 15 minutes. Ethereum. That's cool. As you can see, they come up and tap it, so it's like I said, it's spooky. I think the guys who end up scalping and watch the computer actually can watch the charts on low time frame and babysit. I think they're gonna do a lot of damage with it. Yeah, exactly, Tyler. She's 10-month-old mutt from the pound, little red healer. She bites and destroys everything. She fully disabled my entire computer setup about a month ago. I don't know how she did it, but she unhooked every single USB input at once. So it's good times. But anyway, let's go back. Let's look at some higher time frame stuff. That's kind of the rundown from that. Just gonna keep explaining it over and over until people figure it out. And it's available finally. So let me switch over to 4 hour and let me reset a bunch of this stuff because I want to see my normal tools and we can walk through the charts. Some clouds. Liquidation engine off. Let me switch this back. Okay. As you can clearly see. Turn that off for now. Actually, switch. I want to get HMA off. Yeah, let me go to 12 hour. Let me go to Bitcoin. All right, so this is the chart I wanted to look at. So we've been trading this range for over 12 months, and it's been a wild ride. We've had a giant explosion. Oh my god, she's not stopping with this toy. She's literally taking the ball and throwing it underneath the desk into the computer wires and then trying to get it. Whew. Okay. Hashtag pro streamer. But if I let her out in the living room, so I have to babysit her while the fam's out. But anyway, here's the long story Bitcoin chart. Long story Bitcoin. Here's the Bitcoin chart we've been chasing down for a while. We had this huge explosion up. It started making like a broadening wedge. We got multiple top signals, and then she started kind of like fading out. And now she's coming up onto this double pivot here, right? There's a pivot from the back that I had drawn there, and then we have the pivot right here, and now we're kind of sitting on it, and you can see where they came down and first tapped it, and we had a whale print show up and hit it, but we're kind of fading still. We're below the channel walker tool. It's not looking good, but with that being said, like, Gensler came out and said a bunch of nasty stuff this week about crypto, and it's holding, right? So that was kind of weird, because if you went and looked at like the other charts, I just spelled sushi wrong. Shout out to Jared. Sorry. Yeah, like sushi got nuked. So I was really hoping for this double pivot to hold, and then this whole alts got destroyed this weekend. Basically, Gary Gensler is saying like all these alts are basically in their filings are securities, and it's a big issue. At the end of the day, I'm not a lawyer, but it doesn't really matter what the SEC says. It matters what the courts say. So all this is going to go to court. In reality, he may just be reaching out and throwing down before they lose the XRP case. Maybe that's what they're doing, because they did a lot of stuff. Like, they came out and they sued Binance, and they came out and sued Coinbase and shut stuff down. And like Binance US is basically like done. So not too happy with that. But is what it is. He's obviously got an agenda. Is what it is. I don't care. He's not gonna kill it. In his eyes, he says we've already got cryptocurrency. We have the USD and the euro. So whatever. Get bent, Gary. But it's kind of cool because, you know, in the past, like, this was a news reaction to FTX dying, right? And rightfully so. FTX dying was a big deal, huge deal. What's up, Nexus? And here was SEC throwing down, and price didn't really do anything, which is awesome. We've got we're sky high compared to where we were at 15K. Like, we were way up. We tapped 30K, right? 100% move. You know, Gary coming out and throwing down and suing people could have easily done this. Like I've seen crypto days where bad news dropped and it God candles down. It death wicks, right? And it did. Now, a lot of alts did, right? A whole lot of them did. Like ADA was named as a security, nuked. We actually got a pink RSI candle on the 12 hour, which is crazy. But look, people bought the dip still. Maybe Hosk stepped in. I don't know. I'm not a real big ADA fan. Another one was Matic, I believe. Matic was listed as a security, completely nuked. Shout out to Vital. That logo is still amazing. But it's bottoming, right? There's people buying these dips, so people are getting shaken out. People may be rotating into stuff that kind of Gensler has kind of hinted he doesn't consider security. Those things are going to be mainly described as, I think, correct me if I'm wrong and throw it up in the chat. I don't remember exactly, but I think it's Bitcoin, obviously, Ethereum, I think Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, and for God's sakes, I think it was BSV, the Satoshi's Vision Bitcoin's chain spinoff. I can't remember. But anyway. Is what it is. But a lot of these alts got completely destroyed. You getting some rare opportunities, honestly, to buy this stuff. Because these are pretty crazy nukes. And for this type of stuff, when you're seeing pain, pull out the reversion rainbow. It is killer. You're getting these RSI prints into reversion rainbow, boom. If you could stay up and watch these and babysit these, there's a lot to play with. I mean, that's a 16% move on spot. And look, they're still buying it. Let me check Zcash. The one I did bite on was Zcash. Zcash looks really good to me. I also kind of have a feel for Zcash, so take that for what it's worth. And I just lost my volume bar. There we are. So, wow, I'm up. I bid around here, I think 23.8 when this went sideways. And now she's moving up. So, this wasn't gnarly enough. I mean, like, this is 1 hour candles hitting white, which is really, really hard to do, frankly. It's hard to print a white candle, especially a white candle with pink RSI. That's the highest level of RSI. So, I got my white candle blitzing into the reversion rainbow. I got the RSI rotation to finally stop here at 23, 24, 23.5-ish. And then we got bottom signals on the RSI tool as well as the runner bot. So basically I took a long here to hold long term, and I just put my stop loss down here in case they ended up doing like a piggyback double tap. When I say piggyback, oftentimes when they do death wicks, it'll do this. It'll come back and do a little double tap, which is kind of what this is, but it didn't nuke. So this very well may have been like a liquidity wick. I mean, we can go back and see how long that thing actually held. There's 5-minute charts. Yeah, that did not last very long. I actually maybe need to reference that in the future, to be honest with you. Roxy, what are you chewing up now? Just play with your ball, girl. So it's real messy, but I wanted to look at low time frames. So she really, below this level here, which is $23, she only held this for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 minutes. So that wick on the 1 hour, that was 6-minute window to catch that. So I caught it around here. We're just gonna roll with it, and maybe Tokyo's gonna take it home today. Who knows? It's in the pond. If Zcash hits 15K, we got problems. We're gonna have to go look at some Lambos, sir. No, I just like Zcash because it moves so consistently. It gets hated on all the time, so it doesn't really news pump at all, except when it's time for tax season. But it moves and prints really clean, consistent colors. And that's what I like, is push into my rainbows and then bounce like normal. I want to see that over and over. Push in, bounce. Right? It's free money. Let me see, because that's not... It's the watermark. Bring it to front. So shout out to the 5 viewers on YouTube. I'm considering moving over there. And shout out to the 20 people or so in Discord or in Twitch. I think I'm gonna start taking YouTube a little more seriously. But in all honesty, if we keep having crowds on both, maybe I do both. Because right now everything looks like it's running smooth. I had to adjust the bit rates a little bit, but everything's looking good. So now that stuff's kind of pumping. It wasn't this morning. Let's take a look at it. See Matic. Yeah, so you're getting your mean reversions right now. These are awesome prints. Like, and this is the thing, like 99% of the market's not buying alts right now. But if you have the stones to hit those, you're up 10% on a bloodbath. Let's take a look at our light. Let's look at Bcash too. Let me look at Bcash. Because somehow this one's not a security. Which is maybe interesting, because maybe the SEC sees Bitcoin forks is not securities. maybe that's something to look at. I don't really know. Alerts don't work. Yeah, that's true. I'll have to get on a schedule, which I keep promising you guys, but lately I've just been sick and trying to get this website release for the new tools done. But anyway, there's Bcash. Bcash didn't do as bad. That's still a hell of a candle though. 17% in an hour. Whew. I don't even know what BSV's sold on. OKX has it. Jeez. What a candle. Your market maker stepped in and ate that up. That's awesome. Let's look at our OG friend Litecoin. Yeah. Litecoin got hit, but it didn't go into that reversion rainbow. So what I'm looking here is for, are they white candles? Are they pushing into this reversion rainbow? That's what I want to see so you can get a bigger bounce. Sorry, I had to cough. So yeah, maybe we can get a reversion on Litecoin. Let's zoom out on Litecoin because Litecoin's been, oh man, when's the Litecoin halving date? Let me look it up real quick. Litecoin halving countdown. Nice hash. 49 days. So in 49 days, it's going to have a halving. But right now, we've got pivot support, right? You can see the pivot was held here. There's obviously a support block here as well. But we've got support at $74. And that's what we hit here. So could probably get a long into this level at least. 15% move. If we're lucky, we can get back up here, but so far 105 is really holding us down. 60-70. Yeah. If you double tap this one, there's a triple pivot. Wait a minute, where's the yeah, there you go. Switch it over to green. Yeah. I don't know. That it would have to grind in my opinion. Because this has already been shaken out and the market's already kind of adjusting. But maybe into next week, yeah. Multiple drives for sure. But it would take a while. Give me 1 second. Switch. Alright. I want to check the one thing I did notice is Gary didn't call out Doge, which is interesting because he Gary typically talks about it's a security if people imply like it's going to make a profit, and Doge specifically did the opposite. Like it was built to be a joke and not be profitable. And I wonder, is that the way not to get considered to be a security? You imply the opposite of gains. You imply that you are going to make people lose money. And is that the way to get around this? But this still got nuked. This is still a hell of a candle. Because I thought for sure, out of all the coins that he sued, like Binance US over, he didn't mention Doge. I was shocked. He mentioned Filecoin for F's sakes. Filecoin. He's focused on Filecoin, but he doesn't mention Doge. He also, I mean, it's just wild. But if the opportunity was for them to say they consider Doge a security, that would have been the time, and he didn't. I'm thinking maybe, because this is it's inflationary token. They imply that it's a joke. So somehow I guess the SEC takes it seriously. Welcome to 2023, where the rules are made up and the points don't matter. And apparently no one goes to jail, because all of Alameda team is still walking freely. And they're ratting each other out, but no one's going to jail. I mean, maybe with this whole Binance takedown, it was just SBF ratting out CZ. Who knows? Who knows? Let's take a look at SHIB. He didn't mention SHIB either. Albeit, I don't know the tokenomics of SHIB. Nuked as well. What a bounce, though. RSI quit printing at 638. Went up 10%. She hasn't fully reverted yet, and she's still in that rainbow. How's BNB doing? Did BNB? Yeah, oof. Oof. We haven't seen this in a while, guys. Man. Normally Binance defends 250 like hell. And right now they're not. So we have a pivot block here. Ooh, she's getting close. We get past 220. Lights out. Major candles here on the volume. Harmony? Yeah. That's true. Nexus. For sure. I could never get algorithms to work on BNB, to be honest with you. Same with XRP. It's because there's like a singular entity in control. It doesn't flow naturally, in my opinion. So I could never bot it. I have bots that would work on Ethereum, Litecoin, Zcash, Bitcoin, stuff like that. You put it on BNB and XRP and it'd quit working. So in my opinion, it's a big singular whale, which is Binance, that manipulates the hell out of this thing. With some of their text they leaked. Or got the SEC posted this week. Maybe that was true. Who knows? We can take a look at Harmony or One USDT. Yeah, so USDT, or I'm sorry, Harmony did the channel walk here. So quick lesson on channel walks. Let me just clean this up. Let me go to 12-hour maybe. Yeah. So when you see a channel walk like this, they're about to distribute on you. That's what these are. And you'll see them sit there and just do this. Ding, 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 in a ladder, in an angled ladder, right? Problem is, the instant this thing breaks right and quits going up in this channel, it retraces normally like at least, I can't say at least, I can only say normally, because sometimes they'll only pull back like 20%, sometimes they'll pull back like 60, but a lot of these will do 60%. And there you go, 70% retrace. So yeah, vertical accumulation, exactly, 68%. So I really don't know what these things are called. I've always just called them channel walks, but you know me with Rainbow Theory. I built all this in a bubble and I just made my own words up. But that's a channel walk. And you've got a market maker who just sitting there and is bam, 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 right? You can even see them defending right here, keeping that in that channel. And the problem is you will have such amazing gains, and this thing will break right, and you will be blindsided to think it's just consolidating and it's going to go up again. Nope, it's going to retrace damn near every time. So play the hell out of these. Let me show you the legendary cake channel walk from a long time ago, and then I'll come back to this. Where's the cake one? There it is. I think I got 60% out of this when it happened. It's the most beautiful channel walk of all time because it was over 2 months. So this is the textbook channel walk from Cake. So some DeFi whale pumped this 70% or 120%. Sorry, I had to cough. And then look at this retrace. So maybe if you're a shorter, I could teach you how to do that. But when these things, you get 2 months of this, just set alerts. Draw your line. Draw another line a little bit spaced out. Set your alert for when this thing crosses. Because you're going to get a little wicks here. Right? Get one a little spaced off. Right click it. Add alert. Cut your loss or cut your profits when that thing breaks and then go from there. But this is textbook channel walk. And look at this retrace. Now, these things don't just... The channel walks, this was a lot of work. They don't just go like this. They bleed. And they take a long time to bleed out, right? But let's do the little quick retrace. 60%. So since Nexus Blade Runner's in here, give me some fib numbers. I think that's past... Is that the 618? Maybe I do need to draw a fib. I don't ever draw fibs, but albeit for Nexus, we need to do circular fibs. Where is that? I don't even... Help me out here. Where is this thing at? Forecast, bar patterns. What am I missing? Fib retracement. Ugh. It's like a... Well, I guess it's 60% from the top. Let me invert it, maybe. I don't know. This may not be a fib. I mean, it's damn near 100% if you look at it this way, but yeah. Either way, I'm not a fib guy. Alt F for fib. There you go. Rings of Power. Yes, sir. I saw a funny meme today. It was a video of a golden ring sitting on the edge of a lake, like 5 feet out from the lake in the water, and then they just started playing the Lord of the Rings music. It's like, oh shit, don't grab it. But anyway, back to one. That's the quick lesson on channel walks. Correct me if there's a correct technical term. Either way, I'm gonna call it what I call it, and if you guys can pardon my redneck language, surfer, whatever language, you can make some profit off that. But that was a channel walk, not as clean as the other ones, but you had a channel walk for sure on Harmony. It's been bleeding out, and it's got to bleed out till the books are clear, essentially, right? And this one was a 200% channel walk. Damn! This one doesn't look as gnarly as the Cake one, but it is bigger. So now she's bleeding out, and she's hitting this bottom pivot. I mean... This is kind of, you can see there's a whale print here, right? If you're a Harmony dude, 9.3 is not bad. 0.1, I mean, if you want to stop loss this, I mean, it's a 3R just to get back into here. Now it's not going to crush through this. There's a ton of pivots in these areas, right? It needs to be red. You've got massive pivots, so it's going to have to bounce through all those and chug through to get back up here. But it's not the. I mean, it's not the worst. Let me turn the reversion rainbow on. Yeah, you're deep into that reversion rainbow. Deep, 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 deep. But it's, you know, it. Is it alt season with Gary attacking it? I don't know, because we could easily just keep doing this. You got to be really careful. But, I mean, you want to get in a position, put your stop down here, get up a little bit, then move your stop loss into break even. Who cares? It's a free swing, right? Thank you, Nexus. For the record, I still have no idea what you're doing. I look at your posts, and I don't know. Over time, it may make sense to me, because I spent like a year listening to Josh Olowicz before I could figure out what the hell he was saying about Ichimoku clouds, because I thought that was the weirdest thing back in like 2017. But little did I know, there's way weirder stuff. But as I always say, if you're making it work, I can't tell you nothing. I got people who trade Rainbow Theory on 30-second candles and day trade it successfully, and they make a living out of that. And I would have said if someone's trading Rainbow Theory on 30 seconds, they're insane. There's no way that'll work. But it's working. And I can't tell them nothing. AVAX is what you wanted to see. So let me catch up on YouTube. Sorry, I'm reading 2 chats simultaneously on 3 monitors. Yeah, short signal for sure, Tyler. AVAX. It's clearly a security. I'm starting to think I like securities. I think what's going to happen, I think these congressmen are going to get fed up with it and sneak it into like a budget resolution, just a one-liner. Crypto's not security, or all cryptos are commodities. Just do a one-line thing and be done with it. But the world's got bigger fish to fry right now. So you're blowing through these pivots. This is really hard to draw because there's going to be, you've got multiple levels here. It's really like 2. But oftentimes I'll just draw it as 1. But it doesn't matter. So now this is hard to trade, right? This is downtrendy, right? This is downtrend, right? And it's lower lows, right? This is not easy money if you trade this, but this was such a nuke into these support pivots. You've got a basis to make a good shot here, right? And this is your reaction. This is going to be your preliminary support type of stuff. Don't think Wyckoff. Just think of like showing off like the initial, like holding. But you can slip into positions here, and you just got to be willing to take your stop losses. But you're right. There's a pivot here at 111.44. You know, if you want to start DCing hanging into this, you can. You know, and that's a 2%, 2.5% stop loss. Maybe a little safe unless we get some real big shakeups. Obviously, that's too much, but you know, you get the mean reversion to 9R. You know, and the instant you get a little pump up here, bring your stop loss here. And then your R is infinite, right? It's a free swing. That's the big thing. Get out of the risk. Stop loss your entry. Stop loss at entry. So when we get rid of this stream, I'm gonna move my Zcash entry stop losses up because they were pretty deep. And go Zcash, go! What is up? Privacy token, OG, getting my mean reversion. I'll tell you, it feels weird buying Zcash during a nuke, but man, does it work. Anyway, let me back to AVAX. Do you have any other questions on AVAX Nexus? Oh, wow, that's a nice little retest. So you can see that they retested that pivot and retested that pivot. So maybe we move up now. So maybe this is about to move like Zcash, move back up. It'd be sweet. I don't really trade AVAX a lot, but it's still cool. Still want 5 to 9. Big pass equals for accumulation and a nice range for period to short the bottom before squeeze. Maybe. Perspective, homie. It's all good. How does the mic sound? This is my first stream with a mic boom, and I'm still catching myself tapping the table, but this mic boom's not connected to my table. Does it sound decent? You can't hear the thumping too bad? Sorry, I tap my fingers when I'm talking. I want to check out Suntron. Yo. Justin's never left out in the drama. I was making jokes that he was going to announce that Tron was running an unregistered security exchange as well, just so that he's not left out of the news. Mic sounds good. Awesome. It feels weird because I got it coming from the side, but it's a non-directional mic, so it should sound even. Man, are we really getting a pump here? Let me check it on. I don't have my other stuff on. Hold on. Let's check it out. Let's get Runnerbot back on. Let's get custom clouds. Yeah, so we got the RSI bottom too here. These RSI bottoms, guys, when you're dealing with like them pushing really, really hard, pay attention. Now you're gonna want to see the reversion band with that too. At least getting close to it. But that's a really nice print, is all the driving, and then the RSI's finally quit hitting, and then we got the RSI bottom here, and then the Runnerbot hitting it too. So you got confluence of two different algorithms saying bam. Oh, I want to long that now. But I'm streaming. We're not going to do live trades while I'm streaming. Not that I trade unregistered securities. I really wonder if this stuff's about to pop tonight. Sometimes we get that Sunday Asia bombardment. I haven't noticed something. Thank you, Sin. It drives one of my OGs nuts, so I finally bought a mic boom for him. And unfortunately, or fortunately, it doesn't mount to my damn desk, so I had to put it on a TV stand next to me, and it barely makes it over. Let me check Adam out. These are so nice. So if you guys make sure you're up to date on the RSI print, the 1.9. The 1.9 has the RSI marker sensitivity, or has the top and bottom signal. It's a really good tool, and you can set alerts to it. So when you're seeing these nukes, right? Eventually these whales are going to quit pushing into this reversion. They have to burn so much fuel to paint these colors, right? It's hard for them to paint yellows. It's really hard for them to paint pink RSIs. Really, really hard stuff to do, right? They can't do it forever. And what this RSI tool is going to do, it's going to show you the first candle that they really quit pushing in, right? So you see them, they start at green, they go to blue, they go straight to pink, they skipped purple, they held purple for 5 candles, then they started rotating out into, they held pink for 5 candles, then they rotated into purples, to blues, and then finally somebody stepped in and started to buy when there was very little bearish selling anymore, right? Not that there's bullish selling, but you get the point. These are really, really deadly on 1 hour candles. They're a little sensitive, right? So you got to be careful here, right? You see how these fired off as the levels came down, but we got the nuke, and the difference here on this one is this one's into the reversion rainbow, right? So pay a lot of attention if you catch an RSI bottom print on that one. And like I said, that's on the custom clouds tool, the RSI and the HMA. You guys can't see it. There you go. That tool. And it's right here. And you can even adjust the sensitivity too. I don't ever, but some people do. So yeah, check that out. You could make it to where it's really nuke proof. Damn, I need to actually maybe bot that, see what it does. But anyway, you can set your alerts to that too, and go wild with it. What do I think about Bitcoin? That's a high time frame look. I'm really in a weird area personally with Bitcoin. Right now, Bitcoin's showing a lot of strength. Gensler just, we lost FTX. Gensler shut down Binance US, which a lot of people don't care about, but in all honesty, it was one of the few exchanges that we had left. So really in the United States, what do we have left? Kraken, Coinbase, and Crypto.com. Maybe. I don't know if Crypto.com is really United States. I don't know. You technically still have Gemini, but in my opinion, Gemini is going to get taken on by DCG. If not, they're gonna barely. I'm not big on bullish on Gemini. Frankly, anybody who's a CEO of a company and publicly does a cover band, that's bad juju. Don't do that. Like that's odd to me. So I don't know. If you haven't seen the Gemini and Winklevoss twins rocking out and doing shows, it's quite disturbing. But with that being said, we've got like 2 exchanges left. Coinbase is turned around. Coinbase has just told Gensler F off. We're not delisting anything. We're still gonna stake. Suck it. Take us to court. They're also looking at opening up exchanges offshore. I think they're gonna go to the Canary Islands. He's not going Bahamas, but he's definitely going the kind of the FTX route, and he's just going to take Coinbase overseas to get it into a regulation-free area or something with at least clarity. Which I don't like that. I wish they would call it something else. But if Coinbase leaves the United States, it's going to be really bad. But shout out to Kraken. Kraken's still chugging along, and I've been using Kraken Pro for a little bit. I'm liking it so far. The fees are a lot better than Coinbase, but they don't have a staking product anymore, unfortunately. Gensler kind of screwed them on that one. And Jesse Pell's he kind of stepped aside. He's no longer the CEO, but is what it is. See you, Tyler. Later. But yeah, that's where I'm at with it. Fidelity offers crypto now, though. So that's kind of nice, albeit they don't do API, which is really upsetting. I really want API connections to Fidelity for botting, but is what it is. So we'll see. But we've really got to zoom out, and I gotta pull up some tools that I normally don't pull up for your question. Let me go to KuCoin. I want to get on a chart that doesn't have a lot of stuff on it. I want to turn off this. I want to turn off my pivots. I want to turn off whale prints. Let's switch up. All right, where is it? Mirror multiple, yeah. So that's where we're at with the mirror multiple, right? So this is the COVID nuke. Let me switch it to dailies. And I'm gonna have to readjust the colors because the colors are gonna be jacked. Say I really just mouse scroll to do those. So we had capitulation here, right? This is not going to print because this data's. Let's just go to BLX. So this is the index of Bitcoin that goes way back, right? So this is the legendary 20K parabolic run, and it went way up into the mirror multiple, and then she came all the way down, right? Printed a lot of whites. This was the final capitulation, right? So we capitulated, went sideways, and then we worked up and had the awesome parabolic run to 13.5, which people do not consider an all-time high top, but that was parabolic and vertical as could be. Don't sleep on it. Then we had another bear market where we had a nuke. Now the thing to notice here is this bottom channel of the 2 bands of the mirror multiple. That is by the effing dip every time, right? We didn't come close during this at all, but 15K we did. Now, a lot of people didn't buy that one and they thought this one was worse, which it is technically worse. This was a lower low, right? But on the mirror multiple wise, this was not as gnarly. This was the gnarly print to 20K. That's where Elon sold his Bitcoin from Tesla. And then this is the nuke that followed after that. I think this was the Luna nuke. This was the Luna nuke. This was the FTX nuke. But we're moving up and out is the key. So right now, to me, we're up 100% and we're in the middle of the mirror multiple, like the standard deviations. We're not in this bad boy anymore. That's the golden pocket per se to buy these standard deviations down here, but that's 10K. You know, I don't think we're hitting 10K. I hope to God we're not, but that's kind of where we're at. You know, the halving is less than 10 months away. I would like to think this is the area we're in. Right, there's your bottom. And this is your chop, grind up. If that's the case, this is what comes next. Right? That's what we want. But that's bull market projections, right? So you can see, though, we don't hit this channel a lot. It's really hard to hit that standard deviation in the Mayer multiple. It rarely happens. But when it does, you buy that damn thing. This is back when it was $3, so, you know, for what it's worth. So, in Bitcoin's entire history, basically, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times it's hit. And anywho, that's sorry, someone's DMing me that I have to reply back to. That's where we're at, right? So we hit this one, parabolic run. We hit this one, parabolic run. We hit this one, parabolic run from hell. You know? So I think we're there, or we're going to retest it maybe, but who knows? Now, on the flip side of this, right? There's a war going on, a big war, right? And there are nukes in the area. If someone drops and starts splitting atoms, right, the markets are gonna death wick, right? Pardon the language. The markets are going to just free fall, right? Think of this, maybe worse. I don't know. So keep that in mind, right? If we're talking crypto and we're talking stocks, S&P 500, you name it, right? If they drop a nuke, someone over in that area of the world or anywhere really in a warfare, something we haven't seen in a very, very, very long time, market's gonna crash. Bad. A lot of bad things in the world are going to happen in general, but just thinking price-wise, you could see 10K Bitcoin if they split atoms. Like that's really in the realm of possibility. So keep that in mind. So what I'm saying is I think we feel good here. That's my caveat. They drop a nuke, boom, like that's on the table. So keep that in mind at all times. Like you could get wrecked if Putin throws down. And so far, I don't think we're any closer to that thing coming to a resolution. So, very, very anti-war. I hate how much humans spend money on killing each other. I want it all to end. Just imagine all the cool stuff we could do if we used military budgets to like go to Mars and stuff, right? We'd be a lot cooler people, a lot cooler place. But I digress. But that's where we're at with the Mayer multiple, right? Like we're pulling up and out, right? But we have a long way to go. Now, with that being said, this is the standard deviation for big boys. This is the color-coded area where it's really hard and you get into a parabolic run. You can see we barely got into it on this last run to 60K, and then this is kind of the Alameda pump afterwards. This one, when we went to 13K, tapped it. This one rode it for a while, then really blew out at 20K. 20K was the baddest one of recent years. It was so parabolic. I mean, we started having the memes where people were talking about the price was going to start going backwards. It was going so vertical, right? It was going to curl. So with that being said, if we go into a full-on bull market, we're going to cross this line, the 2 standard deviations, and right now that's at 46,000. But it's angled up, right? These are still going up. So as long as we're above the 1.0, this thing's going to keep trending upwards, right? That's how the Mayor multiple works. It's not something I wrote. It's just a really awesome tool that I fell in love with back in the day. I just hated how they visualized it as a solid number and didn't project it as an actual band. So that's what this tool is. So anyway, let me draw a line. So trend line from here. That's kind of, it's so hard to predict, like, you know, what could happen, but end of year, if it just kept going at this range, I mean, that's a 70K. I mean, maybe that's fair. And then the halving, when is the Bitcoin halving? Bitcoin halving countdown. Let me see. 255 days. So February 22nd is the current projected date. And that's assuming ordinals don't destroy it, right? Shout out to Zach Val, because I like the jokes. Right, so there's that one. So that's how, I mean, we're getting close to the halving, right? So, and typically going into the halving is, there's usually a bottom before it, and then you move up, it blows off, and then it pulls back up. But that's your window. This is the last February. You got 6 months. You got 8 months left to DCA in before the halving. So, you know, are you gonna snipe the bottom? Maybe not. Is it still probably a good time? Probably. Just to DCA, not to trade it, just to like pack your bags and go, right? Also consider packing your bags to have them sit for 12 months so that you hit long-term capital gains, right? Keep that in mind. You do not want to eat short-term capital gains on that damn thing. It will destroy you in regards to the IRS. So try to maybe get some big boy bags here before that, right? So let me see the halving dates, PC halving dates, so I can project this a little bit better. Bitcoin halving. Stop. Little pup is biting my elbow right now. Where are the historical halving dates? 2012. May 11th, 2020 was the last one. Roughly right there. Right? And then the previous one was July 9th, 2016. June, July. Close enough. Right? So we typically uptrend into the halvenings, and then there's a sell event, right? This one didn't do it as much, but albeit the halvening happened after the COVID crash, so is what it is. And then we've got this one coming up here, right? So, but long story short, these typically uptrend into the halvenings, right? Ish. So that's that when that one's coming. And let me see, what was the May 22nd, 2016. And then November 28th, 2012 was the other one. November. Made the vertical. Yeah. But either way, parabolic runs typically happen after the halvenings, right? Albeit that one didn't, but this one did. So we're looking for a parabolic run after this. Where's the bar pattern? Yeah. So 100K maybe? Who knows? It's hard. That type of stuff's just genie in the bottle type crap. You can't really guess it. But anyway, that's the long story to look at it. Is I think we're getting into the last stretch where you can DCA in Nexus, and that's where we go from there. But this is the part of the market before the halving where it just gets boring as hell, and nobody wants to buy. So, it is what it is. Let me turn mirror multiple off. The other thing I am worried about is the S&P does look topped out to me. Or she's about to just blow everything out of the water. But I'm not really feeling it, honestly. We've got FOMC coming up. Typically after Fed rate reversals, we bottom, not explode up. And, you know, we still haven't. Inflation's coming back under control, but we haven't fully fixed it yet. So it will be really interesting to see if it gets above this last pivot at 43.29. But with that being said, this is going to be the first top signal we've seen since 2021 that was invalidated. So I don't know. I don't see how this keeps running with the Fed rates going higher. I just don't personally, but I'd be glad to be wrong. Maybe the economy's just going to roll and we go all-time highs and it's a big Ponzi scheme, but it is what it is. Look at DGI. DGI's not looking the same. We got a top and it's still a lower high, but it is showing somewhat of a bottom. But I think a lot of this is AI. Honestly, I think it's an AI pump. Expansion, maybe. It's just a lot of these companies that aren't in the tech sector, they're not doing well. Like that's what's bothering me. Like these people that are laying people off are having higher prices, but Costco's still wedging. I am watching this one. Maybe. I really want to draw that. Maybe she's gonna rock and roll. I don't know. But I'm not super bullish on the overall market trends. I'm gonna wait till the Fed says 0 and then start DCAing back in once he finally does pivot. Albeit, I don't know when he's gonna pivot. Come on, Zcash, let's go. They are gonna be cutting back oil production, OPEC. So that's another thing. That was something we saw back in 2008. They cut it back. And then prices, the whole 2009 crash happened too. So keep that in mind. Hold on, I got a cough. But anyway, that's all I got for the most part, guys. Check out Denso. I am still long Denso. What up? It still keeps going, and I love it. First TP area is going to be up here. What I'm shooting for. It's a big car manufacturer for like Toyota and Subaru. They make a lot of cool stuff. A lot of OEM parts. That's what I'm shooting for the first one. Draw a little better. On the Asia ticker, it's like textbook Wyckoff accumulation. On the American ticker, it's not, but it's the only way I can get access to it. So. Win pivot, man, it's getting close. I'd say within the next 3 FOMCs, there's going to be the pivot. Personally, yeah, we can look at Microsoft. I think he's going to keep doing 25s, and then do 0, and then he's going to hold, which is what he said he's going to do. He's done everything he said he's going to do, so keep that in mind. Yeah, Microsoft about to hit the all-time high. Just check NVIDIA. I may say the tech stuff's rocking, right? There's no doubt, but you know, we've seen every single company pivot this quarter to say we sell AI and we sell AI accessories. So it's gap up. Let's see. I mean, yeah. It's weird. It's real weird to me. But we'll see. I mean, like, what are you going to do? Let's check Target. Oh, yeah, Target's getting canceled. I forgot about that. Probably a really good time to buy Target, because I don't think that company's going anywhere. Walmart is bad. Walmart's up. It's amazing. Let's check out Ford. Ford's moving up too. See if we can hit that pivot on Ford at 14.7. 400, here we come. Budweiser, what's there? Anheuser-Busch. Yeah. We might have a bottom there. There you go. Come on, Ethereum, bounce. I just keep seeing the tickers on the side updating, so I'm getting excited. Matic's going, Zcash is going. Come on! Pump, 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 pump. Neo's set up too. Maybe you can catch laggers that are sitting there like that. Pop, 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 and have it candled up. Maybe they're all gonna follow. Anyway, that's all I got for today, guys. Thanks for hopping in. Unplanned stream. I'm gonna try to get these on a schedule. Please have fun with the liquidity tools. Let me know how you guys are doing with them. Post your charts up in the Discord. If you're new here, you don't know what's going on. This is all the reason why Rainbow Trends has candles and paints and everything else. Go check us out on our website, rainbow-trends.com. And you can find out more about our tools and sign up today if you'd like. We have free tools, we have premium tools. Something for everybody, right? So, anyway, I will talk to you guys later. I still love that whale. Thank you.